beautiful friends! Where have you been? Just kidding, where have I been? It's been almost a year since I said I was gonna come back, said I was gonna post videos regularly, and how many have we posted? 0. Thought we could do a little low stakes vlogging and just kind of send it. I've been filming stuff this whole year. And I have done stuff, filmed it, go in to edit it, get frustrated, and then just kind of chicken out and abandon ship. I've been isolating myself and like hiding away, not really saying much, not sharing a ton, but I want to. And the longer I stay away, the more I question why I'm doing that. You know what I mean? Been a tough year, I would say. Currently, I'm on the hunt for paid freelance work because I have none. We're not discouraged. There are low points in freelance seasons. It's a bit feast or famine, but now I know how to set myself up better in the future so that, you know, when things slow down, I don't panic like this. But yeah, I'm panicking, I would say. But I've been working on stuff and I have lots to share with you. One of the biggest developments is that I commandeered the Sunroom and turned it into another creative space because I really wanted to have a space or like a sanctuary almost that was for strictly experimentation and just trying stuff out and like, you know, a place to kind of play around and a place to not be so serious about everything. John, my boyfriend, got me for my birthday in July, got me like a hybrid raised lower desk situation. If I'm feeling anxious or restless, it usually means I need to move around. So it's nice to have the standing desk option to just kind of get up and move. I can still kind of work on what I want to work on, but yeah. So this is just kind of like a noodle factory over here where we're just working on fun stuff. I've been painting a ton. I'm like fascinated with painting, learning how to paint. People who paint, if you paint, you are a different kind of genius. Your brain works differently than everyone else in the best way. And I salute you. It's been fun to kind of transition from the very like graphic, hard lines of carving and relief printmaking into like softer blended shapes and colors, and you know, you can use so many colors as opposed to printmaking where it's very mapped out from the beginning. This feels very fun and kind of fluid, but that's also intimidating. So yeah. Some gouache stuff that I painted last night, and I like to lay all my colors out. And then this is the most exciting area where I've been working on paintings. So just trying to learn I'm using acrylic paint now, and all I want to do is paint big stuff, like big canvases, but that takes up so much paint and supplies, so I don't want to like jump to that. Also straight up can't afford that. So I'm just taking old canvases that I had stuff on from years ago and covering them and working on them. I did that with like all of these over here. I'm still figuring out what I'm even doing, so it doesn't seem responsible to be investing in good supplies. When I give the advice for printmaking, I would always say, and still always say, you know, use the more budget-friendly stuff until you know what you like and then upgrade. I found this wooden panel shaped like a coffin. I got it a couple of years ago when I was doing wood burning. And then I just kind of put it in the back of my closet, forgot about it. And then when I was reorganizing a few weeks ago, I found it and I was like, I should just go for it. Just to prove that I could, because I was feeling very self-conscious and I was having imposter syndrome about the fact that I was doing a lot of stuff digitally. I was using like the symmetry tools and the line smoothing and everything like that, and things were just feeling boxed in, like they needed to be perfect. The past year has been a lot of kind of detoxing from the digital first avenue, at least starting with sketches or ideas or just, you know, showing up and just making things without expectation. That's been really, really healing. But it's also brought up a lot of stuff that I need to work through. Didn't mean to get real weird and deep there, but anywho's, well, this is kind of like a weird and deep painting anyway. It's about like life cycles and grief. I've been thinking a lot about the cyclical nature of life and death. Same idea over here. But anyways, I did freehand draw the design on there, and then I've been working on it, just kind of like chipping away at it. I'd say another struggle this past year has been feeling like I need to show up and I can only present finished pieces, but that's just silly, I think. That's what was holding me up a lot of the time. I didn't want to share something until it was finished, but this is where the good stuff is. It's kind of in the middle here. This is where like the heart of everything is. Just kind of want to let you guys into that more often. Sorry, I haven't done that. Anyway, I love sorting my supplies. It's one of my favorite things to do. And sometimes it's all I do. Sometimes I show up and I sort my colors, pick a color palette, and then I say, I'm tired. I have some extra time on my hands right now in between trying to secure some freelance work. Doing that, it takes, you're like pitching yourself and putting yourself out there and being like, here's what I can do. And you know, it's nice to kind of retreat to these places where I feel very much like a student, like I'm learning how to do it. And I feel like I'm just working on techniques and gathering information rather than an expectation of what it will become, you know? And then back here, this is like a rack of clothes that I've been acquiring for, again, a few years that I want to print on. I did do this one. It's like a shirt just like this, but I put this eye print all over it. It's cute. It's very cute, actually. Adorable. So I have some stuff that I either thrifted or found on like clearance that would be fun to print on, but all in good time. As far as the stew goes, this is where we're kind of mixing it up. We're on the ones and twos. No, we're not. It was sad in here for a little bit. And we're still kind of clearing that out, I think. Rearranged the furniture twice in here over the past year. I guess we can get into this now. I announced this 2 years ago, maybe 3 years ago at this point, but I signed a contract to write a book about printmaking, about lino cut printmaking, and there were delays in the process of like getting started with that. So I didn't really get into actually creating the work for the book, which included making the designs, making the projects, photographing the projects, writing each step, like 15 projects in the book, plus all of the information before that, just kind of fundamentals and supplies and all of that. I started in on all of that in the spring, so about 6 months ago now. And I kind of cleared my schedule so that I could get into that. And I was struggling, like it just was not feeling right. And I know that this won't make sense to everyone or anyone, but it makes sense to me. It just didn't feel right, didn't feel like the right time, so I pulled the plug on it. I pulled the plug on the whole project. And yeah, like that cost me for sure to do that in a few ways. Also a blow to the ego in general. As I was working on it, as I was getting into it, I was feeling like I was still figuring out, and I still am figuring out a lot about printmaking. And I know showing up authentically and saying that, like in the book, that would have been fine, and you know, people would like that and could relate to that, but it was just feeling like it was not the right time. Like it was just not lining up. I was feeling also like I needed to continue to stay within the printmaking realm so that when the book did come out, I could promote the book and it would still be relevant to the things that I'm making and doing. If anybody watched my video last year where I talked about how my shop was making me feel boxed in and was putting pressure on me, I think the book was also doing that. The book was kind of on the back burner for the past couple years, so that was like a low-lying pressure. And then in the spring when it came back to the forefront, it was tough. And I know for sure, like I know that if I'm meant to write a book, I will write a book, and all in good time, you know? Now was not the time for that. And that was very clear to me, and I don't know how to explain it further than just that. Anyway, all of that to say that I had like this whole half of the room kind of dedicated to laying everything out, making sure things were organized so that I could photograph everything. That's why I had to create another space out there, basically. This feels like a business workspace. That feels like a imaginative retreat. Carved a bunch of these rubber stamps. I was influenced by different like folk art motifs and stuff that had to do with the winter solstice. I was struggling with Christmas last year and just wanted to kind of get to the root of the season, I guess. And then these are all, there's quite a few things that I've carved out of linoleum that I have yet to print, like do a full print run of, or just print at all, basically. So I am considering doing like some small batch print runs and then listing them in my shop for sale. I know, can you believe it? And then, yeah, I've been kind of messing around with different colors, messing around with like gradients and layering. It's fun to do that with water-based ink because it dries fast and you can kind of mess around with it. The only one that I really like out of all of them is, I like this combo here. That's cool. This was getting to be a lot, but she's cute. I carved her recently and I used all one tool on this, so that was kind of like a fun challenge. Yeah, I've just been messing around, feeling the pressure a little bit. Like maybe I should get some stuff back in the shop, try and get some income coming in, but all in good time, right? I also have been slowly chipping away, no pun intended, at this block. I wanted to carve something that could almost be like meditative because it's the same shape repeated over and over. But I'm really into this idea of, I mean, obviously, evidence of human-made stuff, you know? So I thought it would be kind of cool to, I like the idea, and I played with this idea quite a bit where, you know, it's like one symbol and then as a pattern we turn it. So it's like a set of 4, and then you can make it like as large or as small as you want. And then it can work together or on its own. And then also I was really loving the idea of this being the exact same shape. And, you know, inevitably all of these are gonna come out different from each other. So collectively as a whole, they'll work together for the full piece, but also you'll be able to see the different characteristics in each one. So I was kind of inspired by that idea. And just going back to imperfect stuff and how kind of sacred that is, especially now. It feels more sacred than ever. So if you haven't made anything with your hands recently, I highly recommend it. But I've been taking my time with it, filming here and there, and I am excited to see it finished, but I'm not really rushing that because I am kind of addicted to painting at the moment, and I'm just kind of following that. And then I guess the last thing is, if you didn't see, I did very, very quietly, gently reopen my shop with mystery prints, mystery art bundles, and mystery sticker packs available. So that allows me to kind of send out some of these one-off pieces or one-off prints that I have that are like truly one-off. Like I only have one finished one because, you know, I was testing it or whatever, but I do have some cool stuff. And when you do a mystery pack or when you order a mystery print or a bundle or whatever, there's order notes. So if you feel compelled, if you want it to be completely random, that's fine too. I can't guarantee a certain print, but if you like flowers or skulls or, you know, plants or esoteric stuff or witchy stuff or whatever, then I might be able to make something happen, or I might have something that fits that. In order to make this official and to make this different than any of the other stuff that I've filmed and then abandoned, I need to sit down right now, piece it together, and then schedule it and let her go. Just show up, you know? That's all we're doing. That's all we can do. Just show up. Okay, well, I think that about covers it. So let me know what you guys have been up to over the past year or so. I'm still reading all of your comments and lovely, lovely notes, and apologize if I haven't been responding or responsive there. All in good time. We will get better with that. I'm feeling good about this one. I'm feeling good. This one feels different. At this point, if you're not subscribed, you gotta subscribe because you gotta know what comes next. I don't know what comes next. I don't know where we're heading, but I promise to take you guys with me. Being out here on my own, I'm not built for it. It's like an open circuit, you know what I mean? And like sharing, connecting with other people is what closes the circuit. You know? I'll see you in the next one. I love you so much. Thank you for watching. Love you.